Let's talk about this segment. Milk. Some people may call them milkies, mommy milkies, warm and tasty. Mommy milky, please be hasty. Okay. In this country at the moment, babies and pregnancy and all that sort of stuff is like very much in the news at this moment in time.
Real.
But while that's been going on, there's been a crisis that's been brewing for several months that it seems like nobody has paid any real attention to until it's become far too late to avoid it. So there's been a crisis unfolding in slow motion for a little while. And that crisis is the fact that we're running out of baby formula. I'm not sure if you knew this, but at this point in time in the country, we're producing 45% of the amount of baby formula that we were producing before the crisis began. And that's a lot. If you didn't know, that's a big deal, because as many people don't like to realize, not all women can be pumping milk 24/7. Not like this has been a big thing recently, but apparently on at least like my side of Twitter, a lot of people, men specifically, are coming to the realization that women don't just produce milk all the time. They're not like it's not like at any point in time that they could just like pump a gallon whenever they want. You know what I mean? Like the song, milkshake brings all the boys to the yard. She's not always making milk. And so sometimes the milk division is indeed closed. We didn't breed them like cows. That is true. We did not breed women like cows to the point where they can just make milk whenever. It's a very situational basis. And even when they do have baby, which is typically when women start producing milk, they don't always produce milk or enough milk. And that's a big issue when it comes to feeding a kid, because you can't just like feed them carbonara pasta, right? It's not like you get a newborn and then the doctors just let you take that little goo ball home and it's like, oops, we're out of baby formula. You got any like Velveeta macaroni? And you could just spoon, like you can't do that. You can't, like he's gotta need like that liquid diet for a little while, okay? And so you can't. Carbonara or nothing. No picky babies with me. You can. They don't want carbonara. As good as it is, they don't want it. All right. And so because of that, it seems like Activision Blizzard, the workers at Activision Blizzard have stolen all of the breast milk in the country. This is true. I'm joking. That's not true. What actually happened, though, is actually far more insidious because America is running out of baby formula because there's three companies that control the market and babies aren't that profitable. Can we just like soak in this headline for like a moment in time? Can we just like take a second to understand what this what this headline like really means? Wasn't it 2 companies? 3 companies, actually. There are 3 companies that basically make around like 90% of the baby formula in the country, and babies just aren't that profitable. They just don't be making money like that. It's really hard to farm babies for the maximum amount of money. It's sad, especially in a country where birth rates are dropping. So the baby formula market is dropping every single year. Companies have just been pulling out and they don't want to end capitalism and babies just aren't as capitalism and babies just aren't as compatible as people pretend that they are. A baby formula shortage gripping the US since March has parents in a panic over where and when they'll be able to find the products they need to feed their kids. The shortage has prompted the federal government to take drastic action. Recently, the Biden administration invoked the Defense Production Act. So it's so bad that we've had to activate like presidential acts that were basically used to turn factories into like a tank creating facilities if like a war broke out or something. It's so bad we have to break out. And it's true, the US military aircraft will transport first pallets of baby formula to the US. It's so bad we've had to direct like our troop carrying planes and like military like weaponry and logistic carrying planes to carry like baby formula instead of actually weapons, which I mean is a much better use for the military than like, I don't know, bombing Middle Eastern children. So that's a good thing, at least. That's cool, I guess. Right? With no easy end in sight, caregivers nationwide have been forced to devote their free time to driving between stores in search of formula, prompting retailers to limit the number of cans customers can buy a day. And so here's the thing, okay, is that once again, this has gotten so bad that now the same thing that happened with like tissue paper and hand sanitizer is happening with baby formula. And now there are baby formula scalpers going around that are trying to resell and price gouge mothers and caregivers from being able to purchase life-saving formula for babies. So now the resale market is not only full of shoes and PlayStation 5s, but it's now also filled with baby formula, while children are literally starving to death out there because their caregivers cannot get enough food for them, right? And it's been like a massive issue. Others have turned to Facebook groups and informal support networks to acquire nutritional products that work best for their kids. I've looked online. I've had my mom in Boston looking, my mother-in-law in Florida looking, and we're having trouble finding formula for their 8-month-old son. Everyone we know is looking and nobody can find it. All of the shelves right now are completely empty and there's no baby formula at all. So what happened? Okay, the question is what happened? Well, what happened is that there are so few companies out there making baby formula these days. Once again, because the market is shrinking and babies aren't that profitable. But one company holds, and the last time this was checked, one company owns 45% of the entire baby formula market in the US. That's an insane monopoly. And the biggest problem there is that what happened is this factory got shut down. And it got shut down. Well, the one big factor that's making all of the baby formula, it got shut down because babies were being poisoned. There's been a deadly bacteria that was found in the baby formula, and 2 babies died because their parents, gave them the baby formula without knowing that there was bacteria in it. And so the FDA had to swoop in and shut the factory down. And they're working as fast as possible to open the factory back up. But it won't be until like next month or in 2 months until it'll be like truly open again. It's almost like food shouldn't be something subject to free market economics. Yeah, it's almost something as inelastic as, eating, shelter, water, clean air. It's like those things shouldn't be at the whims of companies whose main goal and only goal is to just make money and not make sure that people are actually taken care of. That's not their job. They don't care if the babies live or die. What they care about is if they can make money. That's actually just their goal, as per legal statute, if they're corporations. Abbott Nutrition is the food sector arm of the medical device and healthcare giant Abbott Laboratories. I don't think that this has anything to do with Greg Abbott, if you were just wondering. I do not actually think this has anything to do with Greg Abbott. Just an unfortunate similarity in names. Making their products that range from carb-loaded drinks that help patients rebound from surgery to energy drinks to powder and liquid baby formula, though it maintains a global manufacturing network plant in Sturgis, Michigan, and other plants around the country. One of the only plants around the country. On February 17th, Abbott voluntarily recalled the Sturgis manufactured products and shut down the plant following reports that 4 infants fell ill from a bacteria infection and 2 died after consuming formula produced in the plant. Whistleblower report submitted to the FDA in October 2021. So this has been going on since at least October of last year, and we're only now dealing with this 6-7 months later. Abbott is now waiting for approval to reopen after they got shut down. We understand the situation is urgent. Getting Sturgis up and running will help alleviate the shortage. the company said in a statement to Fortune. The company reported that nothing on the premises matched the specific strain of bacteria that caused the illness and the deaths. The FDA, however, found more problems with the facility that extended beyond the possibility of previous contamination. So if it wasn't bad enough that their baby formula factory had deadly bacteria, but wait, there's more. Following its own inspection, which occurred on January 31st and March 18th, the FDA says that it observed this. A medium and high care areas of powdered infant formula production. A problem regardless of whether or not it was the same strain that caused the specific infant deaths. So just so you know, there's multiple deadly bacteria strains running rampant in this baby formula factory that has caused this monopoly on baby formula to shut down, leading to 55% less, 55% less baby formula production in the country, meaning that children are now starving. Which I think that's odd. That's strange. If I have to, say so myself. The agency additionally said in a report that the company did not ensure that all services that contacted infant formula were maintained to protect infant formula from being contaminated by any source, which is also kind of fucked up. And the reason is, you may be asking yourself, why is this happening? Why did that happen? Well, the reason for why this is happening is because they have to cut corners, right? Think about it. They're a company, all right? Not only a company, they're a very large company and a corporation at that. And once again, corporations, all they do, their only thing is to make sure that they make money. That's basically it. And so with that being said, if you're in a business that doesn't grow, right? Because a lot of businesses, well, all businesses, their business model is basically built on the idea that they will get infinite growth year over year over year over year. Every single year there will be growth. That's what they would want to do. That's what they aim for. Infinite growth. When we have we're having less babies being born now than we ever had in the history of this country, basically. So if that's the case, then your market is shrinking. And they already have a monopoly. And so there's no other room for them to grow. And the market isn't growing because people aren't having more babies. And so what do you have to do to make more money? Well, the answer is you have to cut corners. You have to make production cheaper. That's what you must do. And so in the pursuit of making production cheaper to get more money so they can have that growth, guess what's been happening? They've cut enough corners to the point where now this baby formula is subject to the possibility of it being contaminated, and it's killed 2 babies already, which is pretty insane to me. And this whole thing could lead to even more babies dying because they now have the life of hundreds of thousands, if not millions of babies across the country that's resting on their shoulders because they've decided to push out almost all of the competition, and they're the ones who now got shut down. Right. And it's not only them, it's also the FDA. The FDA had ample notice that this is going to happen, but they dragged their feet on it until it was almost too late. Once again, remember, that FDA complaint was sent back in October, and they're only now getting to it. And the factory is still shut down, and we don't know where the future of baby formula relies, where the future of baby formula is. My proposition, I'm going to tell you this now. What I want is for us to nationally make baby formula and also nationally grow food, have things that are made by the government. They don't have to worry about profits. They don't have to worry about making sure that they make investors happy. All they do is make sure that people are fed, make sure babies are fed. That's what I think that would be the best thing to possibly do. But I know at the moment, it's a little difficult for people to come to grips with the fact that maybe we should have something in this country that isn't based on just how much money people make, but how much good for society it really is. But with that being said, people aren't just going to go quietly into the night while their babies starve. Oh, no. Oh, no, 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 no. So this is unleashed what seems to be a urgent rush, and Milk Road is just like the Silk Road, but for just breast milk and the baby formula. A Milk Road where now people and mothers and parents are running around trying to find where possibly they can supplement the shortage from so they can feed their kids. And this is a story that came out recently, which is during the baby formula shortage, experts are now trying to urge parents not to make home breweries. So like instead, so people are gonna have to start change. So people have started to pick up like a little bit of mutual aid, where instead of them making goddamn moonshine, they're making baby formula now in their garages to help out the shortage a little bit, which is kind of insane and is difficult because, you know, you're stuck between a rock and a hard place, either not being able to feed your kids or risk giving them contaminated baby food. And the thing is, if there's nothing else you can do, there's a lot of people who find themselves unable to say no when they get offered this type of stuff, right? And it's very interesting how all of this is coming at the very same time that we're experiencing the right say that we need out of, saying with the right saying that we need to make sure that we ban the ability for abortion. So they want these kids to be born into the world and then just starve to death. And apparently a baby starving to death is better for them than for them to not be born in this world at all. Right? You feel so defeated because you're supposed to be able to feed your children, but you can't because there's nothing there. Brandy, who has a 15-month-old daughter and recently adopted a 2-month-old son, is among the millions of American families struggling to feed their children. Some are so desperate they attempt to make their own infant formula substitute. Google searches for baby formula have increased 2,400% in the last 30 days. And as well, people are like going around trying to figure out different places where they can get baby formula. So there are people sharing things like this around, which is recipes to like home brew baby formula, since this is what all the baby formula shelves look like, right? And there are other people doing some nicer things, which is local moms, the Mom Brigade has decided to take it upon themselves to help try and fix this baby formula shortage by donating gallons, and I'm talking about gallons of breast milk. They let the floodgates go, okay? Base community aid. Yeah, 100%. Crazy base community aid. And donations to milk banks, which I had no clue that was a thing. Donations to milk banks have been skyrocketing recently, and it's a very great thing. And I would say if you can help either transport baby formula in your area, I would say like check out your local Facebook communities. That's one place where you can find stuff like that to see if anybody needs any help transporting baby formula, transporting children, parents along those lines to be able to feed their kids. That would be a great thing. I would imagine that not too many of you guys in this stream at the moment are lactating, but I don't know if you are. I mean, you could donate some milk as well. It's a little difficult to do because the good milk banks that you want to give and get milk from, they do blood tests, and obviously blood work takes a while to come back. Sometimes can be like up to a week, and so it's a little difficult to make sure that that's done. But if you can, if you're watching this and you can, go ahead. If you really can, right? So it's gotten real desperate. Okay, so some moms have started a Facebook group to buy, sell, and trade baby formula. So now people have like started to go back to like fucking the mercantilism, where you're like, hey, what milk? Come get your milk. Yeah, fresh milk, breast milk. Come get your milk. We got it all. Strawberry, blueberry, extra fat, low fat, skim. We got all the milk, breast milk here. Only the finest. And they've had to open up the like baby milk bazaar to be able to feed their kids. It's insanity, man. The underground milk market. And there's this woman in Utah who's the goddamn milk maiden. Like she's insane, dude. Utah mom selling 4,000 ounces of breast milk. 4,000 ounces. One woman. It's insanity, man. I didn't even know women can make this much milk. Holy crap. She's pumping, dude. She is the mommy milk. She is. That's true. Only base Utah citizen. Return to tradition. Yeah, mercantilism. Yeah, welcome back to freaking feudalism. Be able to barter your life away to get baby formula, or your baby dies. That's just America, right? And listen to this, okay? I figure I'm running out of room, so I might as well help somebody else. This woman is stocking up for like with breast milk like it's the damn like like it's like she's preparing for the apocalypse, man. She has three freezers full of breast milk. Three. Look how much damn breast milk this woman's got. Wait, let me see. Look at that. Look at all the milk. It's insanity. 3 freezers. Industrial freezers full of milk. I need a woman like this, dude. I need a girl like this in my life. That's incredible. This is incredible. That type of milk. I know I have 3,000 ounces downstairs and probably another 1,000 ounces upstairs. And so this woman she's different than the other ones because she doesn't donate her breast milk. She sells it. And she sells the breast milk for $1 an ounce, right? Which is it's turned into goddamn liquid gold. Okay? It's wild. Her milkers are turning into raisins. I think she just has too much. I don't think she's milking too hard. I think she just has too much. Right? She said the donor screening process is difficult and takes a long time. It takes 4 to 6 weeks. So she said instead of going through the donor to take 4 and 6 weeks, she said that she was just going to sell it herself at $1 an ounce. And so here's the thing. If you're wondering if that's a lot of money, the woman that we just heard of, that we just got before, right? This woman, who we were talking about, this woman, she has twins who has her daughter and then the kid that she adopted. She needs 50 ounces of baby formula a day. Okay? A day. So what is that? That's $50 a day to take care of their children. And that's minimum. That's like as low as that you can as you can get right now.
This meme is very real.
For like 2 kids. So like on average it'd be 25 ounces and $25 a day to take care of just one kid. And so that's a lot of money. That's $128 a gallon. Yes, $128 a gallon. I'd feel horrible doing that. Yeah, but like I would imagine I don't know how much I can judge her specifically because I would imagine pumping 4,000 ounces of breast milk isn't like, easy, right? That's a Nintendo game every day. Yeah, that's a lot of money. That's not chump change. So not everybody can afford this. And that's where other milk donations and milk banks come in.
This meme is very real.
But they are very behind. They need a lot of time. Now, thankfully, Biden has put through more actions from the executive branch to help ease the baby formula shortage. We're flying baby formula in from across the world, from Europe and stuff like that. We got the military involved, right? But can we get a sperm bank for breast milk? We already do. They're called milk banks instead of sperm banks. They're milk banks. Those are real, yes. But those milk banks are like running on empty because once again, they can't take care of everybody. To take care of a community, once again, 25 ounces a day for each baby. If you have thousands of babies in your city, that's a hard thing to take care of. You can't do all that. The supply and demand is just completely out of whack there for that. Well, you may be wondering, well, Congress is supposed to be doing something about all this, right? Wouldn't it be so nice for Congress to do something? I mean, listen, hey, there's even some people talking about this. The good friend of the stream, Marjorie Taylor Greene, decided to stand up and give an impassioned speech about the issues when it comes to baby formula in the country.
Thank you. I rise in opposition to the Ukrainian supplemental bill, $40 billion. But there's no baby formula for American mothers and babies.
So true, Marjorie. $40 billion for Ukraine. But where is all this money for baby formula? Why aren't we taking care of our kids in this country? They should have a vote on that. Oh, wait, they did. What's this? Oh, can we take a look at this really quick? Can we, Jarvis, enhance. On passage, $28 million for baby formula shortage. Let's see. HR 7790. Democratic votes 219 yay. Republican votes 192 nay. And Marjorie was one of the people that voted against it. It's weird how that works. That's wild. Huh? A bill, all it does is make sure that it gives baby formula to starving children. And almost every single Republican voted against it. Huh. Weird. Oncologically evil. They are coming up on the just evil. They're getting close to just being evil. They think that they should just pull themselves up by their bootstraps. Envy? Yeah, that's Nevada. This means all the Congress people that were in Nevada. So there were 2 Democratic Congress people in Nevada, and there are 4 Republicans in Nevada. No, this means no vote. Yeah, this is the entire Nevada population. 6 people. 6 people. That's it. So this is what we're working with right now. What's Nevada? I'll tell you when you're older. So this is what we're working with right now. With the Republicans deciding to force as many women as possible to give birth during a baby formula shortage, not understanding that not every woman can just produce milk and enough milk to feed their children. And then when a bill comes across to actually fix the issue, they decide to almost unanimously vote it down. And for what reason? Because they just don't want to give Biden a win. They don't want to give the left a win. They don't want to give Biden a win. And they think that those mothers should just pick themselves up by their bootstraps. I don't know, start bartering. I don't know, prostituting. I don't know, like selling their house to make sure that they can buy enough gallons of breast milk to feed their children. I'm not sure. But if their life gets torn apart, that sounds like a personal problem for them. This is completely ridiculous. If you can help at any of these like milk banks or anything, donate anytime, I would 100% say go for it. It'd be a really incredible thing. And I know a lot of these people and parents out there who need help desperately and don't have the money to feed their children like this would greatly benefit from your help. So any amount of time that you could do, like on the weekends or anything, give it a try. You can meet some nice people and you can do a great thing while you're at it. Republicans are cringe and basically evil. Cringe and evil. Many people are saying this and they're all correct.